So I think the best way to tackle this is in three parts. Let's kind of compile a list of the things that are wrong with the current movie theater experience.
Everything.
And then we can try to see how do we fix those problems. And then
Okay.
for the final part, I would like to throw out suggestions for how do we take it into the future because I got some ideas that
I'm
I
sure you
really
do.
hope I really hope somebody can make happen because I would love it. I'd go even more than I do now, which would be pretty insane.
That's
But
I don't even how would you even dude already goes like every day.
I'm gonna live there. That's part of my pitch is just to set up an apartment in the back, and I could just live at the movie theater, roll out of bed, watch something on the big screen, and return to my slumber.
That's crazy. You might not be able to sell concessions though if you do that because you're not allowed to live where you sell food.
I wouldn't live in the concession stand. I think I can get out of this on a technicality. Yeah. Obviously, I'm kidding. That's not my pitch, but
Hey
it
man,
is fun to think about just living in the movie theater.
I think that I mean like what do you think are problems? Because I could name a lot of things, but I feel like I'm not a fair judge of what movie theater problems are.
I mean, I think the easy one is the price. I think tickets have gotten very
Sure.
expensive. If you look at the average ticket price in the US right now, it is surprisingly $9, which I was gonna guess higher, but that,
Yeah,
doesn't
that did
account
surprise me.
for yeah, and that's of all ticket prices, so that includes both matinees, senior citizen I mean, that's an average of everything.
Oh. Okay.
So, near me, the regular
What's
base
the
ticket, I I
can
believe
we
is
Google
$13.
what is the average that people pay? Not the average price of ticket, but the average that people pay.
Oh, I think that's closer to, like, 40 or $50.
People pay for movie tickets.
Oh, I thought you meant for the experience, for the just what are the average what's the average, ticket price what
So
that people pay?
the average cost that people actually pay, not the average cost across the board, but the
Mhm.
average that people actually pay is $16, which is actually
Which
around what I would have guessed.
yeah, that's what I would have guessed too, and like I said, here, I'm in Cleveland, and, our ticket prices for the local theater are usually about $13 unless you're going to a matinee, which could be worse, but I'm sure by you, it's probably worse because 'cause you're, near a tourist hub, so I'm sure
So,
prices are probably a
yeah,
lot more expensive by
average
you.
prices near me are closer to $20. You can get they have $5 matinees if you go on a Tuesday before like
Mm.
1 PM, but like
Yeah,
who's
because that's traditionally the
who's
hardest
doing that?
time for theaters to get people in seats.
Yeah, so there are $5 matinees, but obviously we don't wanna look at that, we wanna look at what is the price for a basically regular ticket, so you're looking more at $20. If you want any of the special experiences, so IMAX or 3D or RealD or any of those special screens, XD, those are gonna be more expensive, closer to 25, $30.
Okay. Outside of pricing though, I think another con that you can kind of tally up with the theater going experience is that there's rigid start times. And today's world is like very used to on-demand everything. So I don't know that this is something that we can address, but I figured I'd throw it out there. Having very set rigid times for when you have to be at a theater can be tricky for some people and
Really?
persuade people not to go.
You think that that's a like a problem that people encounter when because like if I'm buying a ticket for literally anything,
Mhm.
I inherently understand that I am signing up that the like
So
event starts at a time because the
I
event has
agree.
to start at some point.
Yes, I agree with you, and this is why I don't know that all these problems are ones we can solve. But I was trying to put myself in the mindset of if I was somebody who was like, no, I'm not going to the movie theater. What were the reasons that I could come up with that someone would have that thought? And it might be that I can't make that start time. Like the times don't work for me.
Yeah, but
I
they
don't know how
have
what percentage of a problem it is, but I just thought I'm trying to think of
yeah, I don't
all of the possible reasons.
as a person who doesn't go, I'm actually gonna say that that's not a problem. Like, it has to start at some point, and you need to inform people when it's gonna start so that they can be there, and they offer different show times, so you just pick a
Yeah.
time that is convenient for you. I
But
don't
I'm
think that
saying
that's a
that there's
problem.
people out there that are saying, "No, I'll wait for streaming because I can play it when I want," right?
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's what I'm saying though. Like as a
Yeah,
person that is like that, if there is a movie that I would want to see in theater for whatever reason, and that's a very hard sell for me, the start time is not an issue. The issue for me is actually that you tell me a start time and then that's
and then it's
not
not
the
true.
start
And that
time.
was the other piece of
That's
that
the
too,
issue.
is that then you also have the 15, 20 minutes of preview, so the start time is even not the real start time. So if you can get there at that start time, then you also it shifts your whole
Dude,
schedule around.
it bothers me so much. It's to no end does it bother me because you told me that the movie starts at 2:30. I looked up
Look,
how
and there's
long the movie is, and I plan to be out by this time so that I can go do other shit. And then there's 20 to 30 minutes. Now I'm 20 to 30 minutes late to my next thing. Like I'm a busy guy. I got shit to do.
look, there's some state that was posing some sort of law where it was going to try to regulate if movie theaters can put trailers before the movie before that reason that it's like, look, you tell a time and it doesn't start at a time and it actually starts another time. But I think all of this, I get the complaint, but I think all of this is moot. If you know that that's what happens, then you just build an extra 15, 20 minutes in your time. So if I see a movie starts at 12:10, then I tell myself, it actually starts at 12:30. You show up for 12:30, you plan accordingly.
I think
Not the end of
that
the
we
world.
can I think
But
we
I
can
do
have a
agree
whole
with you, people find
discussion.
this as a problem, but I'm just saying that this is a problem that I
Yeah,
circumvent very easily.
I don't know that you're circumventing it. You're sort of rolling over. You're just accepting it's the way that it is. And like, listen, we can have a whole conversation about the whole trailer situation, but I
I
genuinely think that that's a whole other thing because there's history there that I could actually get into, but I'm going to table that. So the issue is the variability of the start time, and not actually that there is a start time, but the variability of it. I think we can agree that that is a problem that
yeah,
keeps people from getting into the theater.
and I gotta be honest with you, I actually like that there's trailers before the movie. I
Oh,
love the
dude,
trailers.
you're gonna
Dude, I
kill me
show up,
here.
I'm so excited for the trailers. I I love a good movie trailer.
I hate
I
trailers, man. I hate them because they spoil the movie. They set an expectation, and I like going into movies with no expectation. I want to go in
look, I
and
look at it
be
as its
wowed
own
by
little
what's
art
happening.
form because you have a different artist essentially who's putting the trailer together. And sometimes they're doing it without even getting a full cut of the movie. So they have to cobble piecemeal this thing together to tell you some kind of story within a 2-minute window. I think that in and of itself is pretty fascinating that somebody can
I
cut
think,
those things and oh,
yeah,
I love it.
I
Or
think I
especially
think that I can I think that I can be appreciative of the time and effort and skill that it takes to put together a trailer and still think they're dumb. And that's where I fall. I think that the people who put together trailers are perfectly wonderful people. Let's go out for coffee sometime. But your product is shit. I'm sorry.
no, it gets you got to know what you want to go watch. For someone who watches a lot of movies in the theater, I need the trailers because I need to know what I'm looking
Why?
forward to.
Why though? You go
How would
to
I
see
know?
everything anyway. You go to see it anyway. Why
I
does
know,
it
but how would I know it existed? I mean, what am I gonna do? Show up in the
Oh,
movie theater and
that's
just buy a
more
ticket at a
okay.
time and just like whatever pops on, I guess I'm watching. I mean, I guess I
I
could do
mean,
that,
like,
but
a movie poster is good enough for me, like, because, like,
where do
then I
you
know
see
the movie
movie
exists.
posters? Where do
On the
movie
side
posters?
of buildings, billboards, like, what do you mean, where do you see advertised
You know where I see
everywhere?
them?
Are you on the internet?
I don't see movie theater posters anywhere but at the movie theater. And if I'm at the movie theater, I'm there because I'm already planning to see a movie. So yeah, sometimes I can use that to go, "Oh,
You don't
that's coming out."
drive by theaters in your town, like, I drive by movie theaters and I'll
I
see
do.
the posters,
They do not have
billboards,
posters outside of the building in my
Facebook.
house. No.
That's
Like
wild.
in my area, there might be some like there's a local theater that has posters like now playing posters outside their building, but it's set back from the road. A lot of the stuff, like depending on your city, you might have things that are you can visibly see from the road. You cannot from here. First of all, the one that I go to most of the time is in a mall, so you're not seeing anything from the road from the movie theater other than the Cinemark logo on the outside of the mall. There's no posters or anything until you get into the mall, upstairs to the theater, and in the doors. You're not going to see that there. Once that's there, yeah, you
Ultimately,
can say, oh, this is something that's coming out in the future. I'll keep them in mind, but not like a trailer would. I get
right.
those quick
So
hits,
like
10, 15 trailers. Oh, I love it. Oh man, if I ate popcorn, I'd be all over it.
right. So like ultimately though, what you're saying is you just need to be aware of a thing in order to go. And if a trailer
Ultimately, I'm saying
before your
trailers are
movie.
awesome. I just like trailers. When they drop a trailer on YouTube, I'm like, gimme, gimme, gimme. I love it. It's good stuff.
Okay,
They're
that
like
but
mini
that wasn't the
movies. They're
premise.
great.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine if you like trailers. I'm just trying to like knock the fact that you like trailers, but the
No, you
point
are.
that was being
Don't take
made.
this from me, Morgan. I love them. I need them.
Enjoy your trailers, Jason. Just not 20 minutes of trailers. But the argument being made is that you need the trailer in order to know of another movie's existence so that you
Yeah.
can go and see it. And like the forum of it being before a movie that you're already in to see is, I think, a marketing tactic because it gets you back to the theater. So I'm here to see
Yeah, of
this
course.
movie. You play a trailer for a different movie before that, um,
And it
and it gets you
works.
back.
That's
But the same,
because then they
but the
keep doing it.
same thing is true of movie posters on the exterior of the theater, on the interior of the theater. I don't know that a trailer is. I mean, like, look, you enjoy them. That's great. You're a person that would vote for having the trailers before the movie. I don't like trailers. The posters
Sure.
in the building are more than sufficient for me to become aware of a movie and get me back into the building.
So in the last year, how many movies have you seen a poster for in the building that got you to go see them versus how many trailers did you saw that sparked your interest? I
None,
would be
zero, zero
willing
across
to.
the board.
Okay. So
Zero. Trailers don't
the
get me
posters
in,
aren't doing
movie
anything for
posters
bringing.
don't get me in. Do you know what gets me into the theater? And maybe this is something that we can talk about in terms of trying to solve this theater crisis. What gets me into the theater is a friend or a family member wants to go see a movie.
Okay.
That's what gets me in.
But
That's
the
literally
move
it. That is the only reason that gets me in.
look, I think trailers serve a great purpose. I think that they do something. You can argue about the quality of trailers and how they've gotten over the years, and I get being annoyed with the variability of time. That it's all fine. But I also get being annoyed with the fact that we have trailers for trailers now. That's insanity to me, where we have like a trailer to announce that a teaser trailer is coming out, which is just the teaser for the full trailer. That's all insane. But the trailers themselves, I
They
think, are a
also
very effective tool that I think are great. I love
they also
traditional
like
regular trailers. They're great.
something
Whole
else that
industry
gets
is
a lot
built
of
around them now.
backlash. But something else that gets a lot of backlash is they'll have trailers for the theater that you're literally sitting in right now.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Why are you I'm here. Why are you showing me a trailer for
No,
Regal
that I totally
Cinema?"
agree with too. And I think I made that point when we were talking about we had some show
Oh, maybe, yeah.
really early in our tenure of the show where we were talking about that and they play movie trailers for the theater that you're sitting in. You're like, I'm already here. I already bought the ticket. Show this to somebody outside. Like if you're trying to get to, like that is also incredibly stupid to me.
Some of them are trying to push their rewards program, which I actually think is more fair, but,
Sure. Yeah,
um,
that's fine.
I don't know.
But I always see this one where you go in and it's like, if you're watching Spider-Man on a screen this size, and they show you like a little like cell phone size screen, like you're not
Okay.
getting the whole picture. You Spider-Man was meant to be swinging through New York on an IMAX digital 3D, and they expand it out, and it's like,
Yeah.
you mean the thing I'm watching right now? Like I'm watching something else in digital 3D. Like
Like,
you already got me. I got it.
to be fair, as far as like a trailer experience, I'm gonna be honest, those are actually my favorite. And you can't
Of
do
course.
that. You can't do that on somebody's phone or on their TV at home. Like the whole point of that trailer is to be like, this is how you see it, and this is how you're gonna see it today. And
Yeah, but
like
you're
I think that
showing the
that's
person who
actually
went to the big screen to go, "This is how you see it." No, it's not, because 'cause I'm watching this. So clearly I'm seeing it on the big screen that you were telling me to go watch it on. Go play that on YouTube. This way when people are scrolling their phone, they can go, "You
I
watch it on a
don't it
screen this
wouldn't be
big, but it
as
should be."
it it wouldn't be as effective. It
But
just
it doesn't
wouldn't
make
work.
sense the way it is now. It's still not
I'm not
effective. I get
I
from
agree
a
with I agree with that. I'm not actually arguing that point. I'm just saying that as far as trailers that you play in the theater, that one actually has a
Sure.
purpose to be in the theater because they're
Yeah,
physically
fine.
demonstrating like this is I went to when I was in New York City last year, I went to Sony has a like mini studio in Soho that showcased some of their new technology. And you go and one of the experiences that they do is they bring you into like this mini theater. So it's got like 10 or 15 seats, and you go in, and it's literally like a 5-minute demonstration of their new screen technology. And it literally starts with you in the room, and the screen is black. And the voiceover starts, and the voiceover is, I bet you thought you were looking at a black screen. Whoosh! This is true Sony Black. And it visually shows you the difference of seeing black on your TV at home
Yeah.
versus our Sony screen. And it's a physical representation of the thing. So,
Yeah, which
like,
I
I
get.
get that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But anyways, moving on. Other problems that I see, and I don't know if you have any as well, but another one that I see is other people, whether it be talking,
Yeah.
being on their phone,
It's my number one
being
issue.
obnoxious. I mean, this is another piece that I think
Can
a lot of
I
people complain about.
can I tell a short story? I was at a movie once, guys. Guys, I went to a movie
Was it Avatar?
and no, this was a while ago. This was with my then girlfriend. So we go and I get so agitated with other people so quickly. We're watching the movie, and in the first 5 minutes, I'm not even kidding. Like the movie just started, and it's like 5 minutes in, and this dude pulls out his phone. He whips it out, and he's scrolling on his phone. And I just tap him, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, do you mind? Could you just put that away?" And he rolls his eyes, scoffs at me, but he puts his phone away. Then, like literally 2 minutes later, he just starts talking with his girlfriend about what we're watching. And I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, shut the up. And my girlfriend was like, can you not? Can we just try and enjoy the movie? And I'm like, I'm trying to enjoy the movie. But this jackass, and he was in front of me too. Like, of all the places that you could be, like, I feel like
Yeah.
behind you is a little bit better than in front of you. But I couldn't watch the movie because I was watching him. Eventually, I had to go get the usher because I was like, this is ridiculous.
Like some people just cannot sit quietly in a movie. And unfortunately, my son is one of those people. And it's like every
Oh,
time we go to
dude,
the movie
Imma
theater,
fight
I mean,
him. I will fight him.
so he's 10 years old and we'll go to the theater and I know he's this way. So I try to get us seats like you can see ahead of time where all the seats are and I try to get seats that are at least away from people. So we're sitting in the theater and we're watching, doesn't matter what movie it is. It'll be like, "Dad, you see Mario?" "Yes, I see Mario, thanks." "Oh, this is when he's going to go to the cat." Like, "Yes, I got it." Why does he need it? I don't know. I haven't seen this movie yet. So like we're finding out
I
together, but you gotta keep your voice down. You gotta try not to talk. Okay. This popcorn's really good. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I mean, like it is nonstop, just question after question after question. And I've been trying to explain to him, like, look, other people can hear you. We're not in our living room. And if you can't be quiet, we can't come to this thing because we don't want to take away from their experience. And
yeah.
it'll eventually click with him. That's another reason I love the trailers because
Will
I
it?
try to take him early.
Will it?
This way, well, that's what I'm saying. I try to get him there early so he can get all of his talking out during trailers and be like, look, movie's on now. Time to zip it. Like, you let me know if you got to go to the bathroom, but outside of that, like, we should not be saying things.
It's one of those things that I do think is a difficult line to tread because one of the things about seeing movies that I like a lot, one of the reasons that I was pulled to the entertainment industry is that movies affect you. Entertainment, plays, songs, they can like viscerally affect you. And I don't necessarily want to stifle somebody's true resonance with a piece of media if something really moves you and you have a genuine reaction that
Y-
vocalizes itself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to stop that from happening. What I'm trying to
No.
stop is people being jerks.
Yes. And I've talked about many times before about how the theater is a communal experience. And I think that that actually elevates the art form because when you are sitting in the theater with a group and people laugh, you find it easier to let go because you can also laugh and you're enjoying it with someone. Or, one of the biggest moments I've ever experienced in a theater is the first time I went to Endgame, and when Captain America gets Thor's hammer in his hand and everyone just loses it. The whole theater went nuts. And I'm not talking about like a Minecraft chicken jockey nuts, because that was also a huge reaction, but in the total opposite way, and it was just a bunch of people trying to be jerks. This was a legitimate, "Oh my god, it's happening. I can't believe I'm witnessing," and being there for that moment does make you feel something. And it's the type of thing that if you try to explain to someone and they weren't there, you're like, "I don't get it. It was a movie." Like, I saw that on DVD. Like, it didn't, yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool. It doesn't feel the same as when you're there and everybody's experiencing for the first time together. So yeah, I agree. You don't want to cut that out, which is why the solution is not, hey, make individual movie pods, because that would separate everybody and get the jerks out, but that also ruins the
See,
communal experience.
man, you are ruining all of my solutions already. We haven't even
Oh
gotten
no.
to the solutions portion.
Oh no, I'm sorry. All right, so my bad. Is there any other problems that we need to address? I have pricing, trailers, start times, other people. Those are the big ones that I have. The only other thing I can think of is like comfort level. Like maybe you don't like the seats or the environment
Yeah.
or the floor is sticky. I mean, there's different things like that I can see as
The
a problem
bathroom
with
is
movie theaters.
gross. Dude, that's a real thing. The bathroom is nasty.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't use movie theater bathrooms, but I'm sure
You
that
you
they're
go to
probably
go
gross.
see 2.5-hour films and don't need to use the bathroom at any point during that journey?
I work 10-hour
Before,
days, and
after, during?
I work no, I work 10-hour days, and I could go all day without going to the bathroom if I
That's
don't.
wild. I either have to empty the tank before or I have to wait till after because I
No, I
refuse to go during a movie.
if I'm going to a movie theater, there is 0 chance that I'm leaving in the middle of it to go to the bathroom. It's not gonna happen.
That's wild. But
But
yeah,
any other problems?
bathrooms being good. The only thing that I would add to price is because we very heavily focused on the price of the ticket, but I think a
Yeah,
lot of people kind of forget that the ticket's actually subsidized by concessions, which is why
yeah.
concessions are so expensive. The theater doesn't make money on the price of the ticket, they make money on concessions, which is another reason that I don't like to go to movie theaters because I feel like to some degree I'm contributing to a failing business because I don't buy concessions. I can't. It's too expensive.
Yeah, it's, I believe 50% is what the theaters get from the ticket pricing. The other 50% goes to the distributor.
Right. So, well, that depends on the distribution deal. It can vary
Yeah, and I'm
based on
saying on
movie.
average, it can vary. It can vary, of course, but I'm saying on average, I think it's roughly about 50% that
That would
the
actually
ticket
be higher than
sales.
I would think. That would be higher than I would think because like I said, most theaters make the majority of their profits from concessions, not from
Yep.
ticket sales.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not saying 50% of their profits. I'm saying 50% of the ticket sales. So they still, I mean, that
right,
doesn't,
right.
that's just 50% of the revenue from that specific piece
Right.
of their
Yeah, no, I
business.
understand.
And that is
Yeah,
not
I get it.
enough to keep them afloat on their own. That's why they do the concessions thing.
The concessions, which if you want movie theaters to stay open, buy concessions. If you're one of the Jasons of the world and you're on this um like
Oh,
hero's
I'm the
journey of saving the theaters, buy concessions. That's how you
I
support
don't
them.
think I'm not saving any of them. I mean, I would love to, but I don't buy concessions for me either. I'm only buying concessions when I'm going with my kids. I'll go and I just watch
You
the
don't even buy
movie, and
candies? You don't buy crispy M&Ms?
I, if they sold crispy M&Ms, I would definitely buy them. Give me the I'm gonna ask my local theater to fill up a jumbo popcorn-sized tub with crispy M&Ms, because that would be amazing. I would pay a
I
premium
would buy
for
that.
just a get one of those. How they like there's this craze with popcorn buckets now, and like some of them are
Oh
insane. I
yeah.
forget which was it, the Jurassic Park or the latest Jurassic World movie that had this insanely huge popcorn bucket that was like the footprint of a T-Rex. Did you see that?
Oh no, I didn't actually. But yeah,
Gigantic, huge. It was
they're
I
getting
think it was a
crazy.
record, or Galactus. When Fantastic Four came out, they had a Galactus head that was also huge. I think that thing cost like $75 for a popcorn
Yeah.
bucket. Man, you fill that thing with crispy M&Ms. I'll be there all day.
People are
I'm not
people
leaving.
I think are very quickly ruining the experience though, because I think it's either Regal or AMC had a thing where you could bring your own popcorn bucket and they would fill
Yeah,
it for like $5 or something like
$5.
that. And this went viral. Like a whole bunch of people were like, "How do I game this system?" And this one dude that I stumbled across built a popcorn bucket that was a story tall, and he made it just big enough to fit through the door. And
Uh,
so he brings it in, and I and I don't know if this was a partnership, but they were like, "Yeah, I guess we have to honor the thing." So they spend all day
I'm
filling the
saying cap.
bucket and
It's
he
cap.
distributes it,
They
but
normally
he's not
have
the only
a
one. He's not the only
yeah,
one.
but
There were other
and
people who were
maybe
bringing giant things for
oh, I'm sure, but
popcorn.
it's a social media thing because when you look at the details of that promotion, there is a limit, a size limit to the container that you can bring. Anytime that I've
Oh, is
seen that, at
there?
least with Cinemarks, I don't know if like AMC, I assume AMC and Regal would have their version of this too, but there is a bring any container up to X size and it lists dimensions like that's the biggest. And it's still pretty big. Like it's still a good deal to spend $5 and get whatever their threshold is,
Yeah.
but there's a limit. You can't just show up with a, a dumpster and say fill her up. Like they're not going to do that.
Right. I mean, like, I would hope so because it would just ruin the experience because they would never do something like that again.
Yeah, and they've done it plenty of times, so I'm sure it's worth it.